Welcome back, friendly ghosts. So today we're going to be doing some more RPG Maker 3. It's going to be a chill, just laid back thing. Just going to be talking about life and just chilling in a cut. And I'm going to try to beat this game real quick. I keep saying I'm going to beat it and I never beat it. So let me just try to do that real quick. I'm going to skip it. I said I would skip it, I didn't skip it. Great. So there's been one thing that I caught on to lately that I don't know if you guys recall. I've been saying that when there's going to be a PlayStation experience, that's when we're most likely going to be hearing some news about this remake. Well, I've did some shopping around on the interwebs, and I found that there is going to be something similar to that, although it's not called PlayStation Experience. It's called Experience PlayStation. Now, I'm not too sure how accurate this is, or if this is really a thing, or I didn't really follow through on checking on it. But I'm willing to bet that it has a lot of credibility to it, because it linked to a PlayStation Instagram or something like that. Yeah, so there's going to be like an Experience PlayStation thing going on from tomorrow, which is today, January the 14th, up until February the 14th. Or, I'm not sure it was the 14th or it was sometime in February. And yeah, the theory has been for a while that a PlayStation exclusive event is where we're going to be hearing this news. And this event is being dedicated to 25 years of PlayStation, is starting off tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what the event is going to be. If there's going to be like dedicating videos to it, or I'm not exactly sure what they entail. But I do know that they're actually, I need to follow up on that, because there's supposed to be also another exclusive PlayStation event that takes place in February, which is where they're going to be revealing the PS5. And I want Magic Defense. Yeah, they're supposed to be revealing the console, the PS5, on this event, and that date was rumored to be on around February the 12th. So these events are kind of like, they're meshing together. This exclusive PlayStation is going from now until February the 14th, and the rumored PS5 reveal was going to be around February the 12th. But none of this was confirmed for the PS5 event, so I don't know, maybe February the 14th is when we're going to get that big reveal of the PS5, and maybe along with that, we're going to get some remake buzz, or some remake reveals, pardon me. I'll do some escape. Yeah, so that's just something I came across. Let's skip it. So yeah, I have to keep checking up on that to find out more about this Experience PlayStation thing going on, because it was supposed to happen in December, but they didn't do it this year. So they're doing something, a play on words, just a swap on words, not really a play on words. It's like that's like saying that's like Taco Bell and Bell Taco. It's not really a play on words. It's just So, yeah, that should be interesting to keep an eye on that. So they're going to be celebrating 25 years of the PlayStation. How? I'm not sure. I'll charge evil or. Alright, so in this game that I have, there's a time limit where the longer you take, the longer you take, the harder the enemies will get. Or if you pass the nighttime deadline, then the bosses get all like a nighttime buff, which lasts throughout the rest of the game. So you want to avoid that. So I'm gonna try to beat this as cleanly as I possibly can to see if I balance this out correctly. Yeah, so that's something I just found out earlier today, is this PlayStation festival going on. And yeah, I'm pretty confident that this remake can either be... Sorry, I'm studying words. I haven't spoken for a long time on the mic. The remake can either be 3 games. I'm pretty sure it's either one of these 3 games. It's either Demon Souls, is either Metal Gear Solid, or is LOD. I am confident that it's one of these 3 games. I'm extremely confident in that. Based on what? Just based on the knowledge that we have so far. Potential 2. Let me get my weapon. I didn't equip it yet. Alright. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, just based on the history of how things went down. There were rumors before Bluepoint even announced that they were working on a game that it's this big RPG, old game, whatever. You know, they're hiring for weaponry assets and designers and stuff like that. Just things like these that goes way back before there was ever even this remake. You know, before it was even a thing. Before it was even a thing, there was this rumor that some dude on Reddit, you know, I guess, you know, it's not really credible, but some dude on Reddit was like, yeah, for sure that LOD was the game that was being worked on, you know. Got this big RPG coming back to life. It's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. It's going to be, you know, that's kind of how that went down. That was way before the remake thing, even, you know, before it was back in like early 2018. Or like late 2017, it was one of the two. So, and that's not a lot to base on, but just the way things have went on from there. You know, with the teases, yeah, just the anniversary, you know, everything just aligned, you know, in the right spot. Either it aligned in the right spot at the wrong time, or the right spot at the best time, you know. You know, depending on whether they do it or not. Yeah, I got a +1. Yeah, so that's the LOD, why I'm convinced that it's a possibility. Is just because that there has been rumors going on, strong rumors that have been going on before remakes were even on the table. It was like exclusive inside information, you know, and then it turned out like, oh, like weeks after, months after, you know, Bluepoint announced that they were working on a game, you know, and then it's like, oh, it could be an RPG, could be like some medieval type of game, you know. Then it's like, oh, it's Demon Souls, absolutely Demon Souls, hey, Demon Souls over here, you know. And that's how I remember all that going down. Did I actually get my boost in my stat that I trained for? Yep, I did. Yeah, and the reason why it's probably most likely going to be Demon Souls is just because that seems more up their alley, the type of games that they work on. Like when you think about it, Shadow of the Colossus is the type of game that there's not much narrative going on. Demon Souls is a game that there's not much narrative going on, but there's a lot of artistry displayed. a lot of detail in the environments that tell most of the story. You know, games that just, it feels more like a game that they work on, if you ask me. And Metal Gear Solid, why I'd say that is just because from past history, once again, let me, if I could get this, nice. From past history, once again, the big games that they work on, Shadow Colossus is not the first time that they worked on that game. Okay, I quit it. They worked on Shadow of the Colossus for the PS3. They did a remaster of it. And from there, they went on to do a PS4 remaster years later. So, with this, they've also have already done Metal Gear Solid remasters, you know, back in the day. And from the information that I got from articles about how they operate on stuff, they, well, just from a remastering remake process, mostly remaster. Because I don't think they've ever really remade a game from scratch. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they've ever done that. So I think they're more like in a remaster, you know, but taking that remastering process to the next level, you know. They're remastering it so hard that it looks like a remake. And if going by that is what they're doing and they're not making anything from the ground up, then Legend of Dragoon is probably going to be impossible. Because that game is PS1 era. It's PS1 era, and not only that, but there is, am I about to kick? Okay, I got 3 HP left. I remember hearing a while back, off and on, that do I have money? I remember hearing off and on that the source code for LOD had been lost like a long time ago. Like they just threw it out or whatever. They were careless, you know. And I know that the same thing had happened with Final Fantasy VIII, supposedly. And with that, it's like they can't really do their remastering thing with a PS1 game like that. Like I don't think it's humanly possible to take that and turn it into PS5 worthy. I just don't think that's possible. And on top of that, if the source code is lost, then you know they're not working on the game, you know, in its purest form. They're not going to be able to do their thing. So that's just my doubts is for that. You know, I don't see them pulling a PS1 game like that and just jumping it all the way up to PS5. You know, with all the glitches that modders have found, and I don't know, have modding the games and making the games or have any sort of relation. But there's a lot of complications in LOD. Like, you can't remove Dart from the game, or else the game just code crashes and stuff like that. What the heck is going on here? It's like a weird bonus battle. Yeah, I did that so I could get rid of the poison. But yeah, the LOD is like, it's so not optimized that I think it'll be like a development nightmare to touch on. And that's why I believe that the game hasn't received any love, you know, for 20 years. That, along with the fact that it's just such a big and long game, those two things I feel are the real reason why LOD has never been touched. It's because it's so long, it's so big, and it's so complicated. And it's coding or whatever the hell the word is for that. I am not suited to be, to be marking out about this in layman's terms. But yeah, and just the fact that they've worked on Metal Gear Solid in the past, it makes me think that this is a good time for them to take that. It's a huge game, a big game, and they could just it's gonna sell. So why wouldn't they? Yeah, I just feel like they already have access to these things, and if they want to repeat a Shadow of the Colossus, then this is the path that they'll likely take. A game that they've already worked on in the past, and just try to see if they can best themselves. And it does fit as being a bigger game. It does fit all the check boxes that they've been sprouting out about. Get on my team, sis. Get over here. So, basically, life is a drag. But it's not a dragoon. But, we're still in a game. Keep fingers crossed. All that, same old music. The secret over here? It's another teleportation device. Let me activate it. Alright, so here, this acts like a shortcut. So if I activate it from the base, then it'll teleport me back to here instead. And ay. Life. I am so glad that I've stopped using online. What's it called? It is dating sites, but just more than that. I used to use dating sites a lot. I say used to just because that I don't currently. But you never know how times might change. So I put something in this game where there's like a flood system. Like at certain times, a flood will just trigger on the map, and if you're in the wrong spot, then it's a game over, because the game will crash and say you're in the wrong spot. You're not allowed to be here. Reboot the game. So I put that in, and I carefully positioned a lot of things just so it could accommodate for those changes. Because I like to change the scenery. I like just that little threat that's in there, just to spice it up. I like spicing things up, giving it a little spice and made about. I'm not really paying attention, but I'm probably gonna need more health than what I got to win. I started the characters off with a basic skill instead of just being dry, but this basic skill is not really useful. It's not that useful, but it's better than nothing, and skills are unblockable in this game, so no matter what, you always be able to deal damage of some sort. And then you can choose to build your skills to accommodate that one and kind of build it up. Plus it's free. That's the main thing I forgot to mention. It's free. It doesn't cost you any HP like most of the skills would. I'm not poisoning Stu like I should be. That's my main damage output right now. But yeah, I used to use dating sites a lot because, and I don't know if I mentioned this for a while, but I have social anxiety. At least I had it a lot worse. I still have it. I started this channel just to try to help me deal with it, and just to get better at speaking. when I first, I'm changing the subjects rapidly, but when I first started this, I was so timid to speaking. I was so timid of just offending people. That was the main thing. I was so timid of offending people. And it's just crazy to me how conservative I was of just offending somebody. And this was like back in 2015, 2016. And when I look at the world today and see how much things have changed, or it's not like things are different, because it's just that things have come more to the forefront. Because there's this thing called cancel culture, where people just try to ruin people's lives over the smallest detail. You know, they're so sensitive and so offended about everything that they have to ruin somebody's life because they feel oppressed, and they just, you know, it's just so something that I don't approve of. You know, I'm not down with that culture. Let's just say that. But I've dealt with that for a long time, actually. Before it became a thing, I've been dealing with that. Because, again, going back to social anxiety and mental illness. Let me concentrate for a minute, just for 1 minute to get my turn. Okay, we are probably not going to survive this fight. But maybe if I can boost his skill, I might have a chance. So yeah, I've been dealing with this kind of not council culture, but this heavily offended culture. You know, and dealing with mental illness. I was a side kid for most of my life, you know. So I didn't really socialize all that much, and I needed outlets. And when I was younger, I went to forums and internet, you know, places I could have like an outlet. And eventually I made my rounds to mental health sites like social anxiety for people who have that, and they have trouble with socializing with people and, you know, communicating and just opening up as in general. And from there is like there's this some weird thing where people try to out problem you. Like, if you say that, if you try to vibe with them and say like, oh yeah, I understand how you feel, you know, I go through that too, you know, but you just gotta try to handle it, you know, just try to keep your head up. And they'll be like, well, no, it's not just this and this and this, it's that and that and that and that. And then you'll be like, well, oh, yeah, I get that, but you know, just try to, you know, don't even give them the time of day, you know, because I've dealt with something kind of like that in myself, you know. I tell my side of the story, you know, my experience, and they'll be like, well, no, it's not this and this and this, it's that and that and that and that, and then you bring up something on your own. You're like, man, I've been having like some hard times lately, and then you're like, yeah, this life has just been, you know, it's been a real bummer. And they'll be like, well, yeah, Bill, I trust me, I know what that's like. I have it like way harder. It's not this and this and this and this and this. It's that and that and that and that and that. You know, they just keep trying to up you in like problems. You know, it's like, it's not a competition. You know, it's not something that I'm trying to beat you in. I don't want to beat you in the problems. You know, I'm just trying to vibe. You know, but what the heck is this? 2 gold? Fishing lure. Sick. I think that's sick. I'm not sure. I don't think I made a use for that in the game yet. But yeah, there's just people who just try to out problem you in that way. And then when you... there was some people that have their problems, or like in abusive relationships or whatever. And I say like, well, like, dude, you just leave that person, you know. Why are you hanging around them? You know, it's time to take a stand, put your foot down. You know, and they'll be like, I can't believe you just talked to me like that. You know, I can't believe you. You know, I'm so used to people like you who are just so controlling. You know, you're talking down to me. You know, and like, dog, you're telling me about all these scars you got. You're telling me how you're not happy with this. Like, I'm just telling you what you need to do. If this person is treating you like crap, you know, well, stop being around this person. Like, I didn't say anything that I tried to offend you with. I'm just saying, you know, by laws of physics, if something is in your way, you either move around it or you move it yourself. You know, and it's like, it's just so complicated trying to communicate with some of these people. Ooh, treasure. Ooh, give me that. So yeah, I've been around people like that, and I think I've been called like a misogynist, you know, on those sites at one point in time from like a specific group of people. I don't remember what I said. Oh, I think I know what it was. It was like, I think I said something like, it was something going on where it was like how, I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was something to do with clothing, and I said something along the lines of, you know, it might have been like a mini skirt type of ordeal, and I said something like, I would never let my daughter go out the house like that, you know. And then somebody got on me and they was like, well, what right do you have to be so controlling of your daughter? You know, what right do you dare have? You know, and it's like blah 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 blah. I'm like, I don't even have a daughter. Like, come on now. Like, I don't have a daughter. I'm saying I wouldn't let her go out with her butt hanging out of her skirt. You know, and they just got so freaking triggered at that. And it was like, oh my god. Like, what? Is this really so hard to comprehend? And what I got from that, what I get from encounters like that is that, okay, these people are probably the ones who are going out there, you know, dressed like that. You know, and it's not that new of a concept. You dress presentable. I was about to say representable. You dress presentable. You know, the classy side. It's nothing new. It's nothing like a man thing. A man controls what you wear. It's nothing to do with that. It's just that, you know, if you're dealing with the family here, you're dealing with family. Are you going to dress around your nieces and nephews like that? Your little sisters? And are you going to dress like that around them? Around your grandma? You know, around your, you know, what's really good with you? Because it says more about you than it says about me. I'm gonna go with skill. No, I'm gonna go with magic. Alright, what else did I get? Did I get a build upgrade? I did. I'm gonna train. I'm gonna use it on some training. Try to boost my attack up a bit more. Yeah, so I just grew up around, or I'm familiar with a lot of that type of pushback. You know, and I just grew to kind of be timid at speaking at times because I'm trying not to offend people. And it's just like nowadays, now that Twitter has taken off, it's like, it's all over the place now, and it's become this culture, this flesh-eating culture it's like a virus. But let's call it for what it is. It's a mafia. You know, there's this mafia going around, you know, trying to ruin people's lives. And I think what really got me talking about this of late is that I saw this video. I don't know if you guys have kept up with this. I hardly keep up with voice acting myself. But I just got magic, so I'm gonna focus on some magic real quick. I've been keeping an eye out on this turn of event regarding Funimation. And let's just say that it's shady. It's extremely shady. It's extremely shady. Like, there's nothing not shady about it. Every ounce of it is shady, you know. And it just reeks of mafias. It reeks of foul play. And there is this. So basically, there's a situation. I should explain it real quick. The situation is that there's been some accusations thrown about, you know, this voice actor, you know, being inappropriate with young fans, and it turns out that he was just hugging his fans, you know, in his autograph signings. And there's been like some stories saying that he's been doing much more than that, you know, blah 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 blah. And there have all just been just rumors just on the dark webs back in the day, and even those have been turned out to be like just people saying, oh yeah, I was just trolling, but they turned out to be like a long ongoing, you know, what's it called when it's like something that just goes on for a long time, that it just becomes like an underground just knowledge base. It became one of that eventually turned itself and manifested into something more public, and people have caught on to that, and they just started running with the idea. And it's like, there's so many accusations about this dude. So many people have been harassed, you know, and abused by this guy. When are you going to fire him, Funimation? You know, and there's just been this cult of people who have just been coming at his neck with no evidence this entire time. No evidence. But it still worked, and it got him fired. So now this is big lawsuit going on and all this jazz. But anyways, everybody thinks he's innocent, and the only ones who think he's not innocent are the people who are trying to tear him down for whatever reason, for whatever culture reason. I can't even say that word right. Let me poison this dude, because I'm like, I need to get some consistent damage on this guy. So yeah, this video, there's a lot of shady stuff that's been happening, and there's a lot of crappy, shady stuff. And now there's like this video going on about this voice actor. I don't know if she's a voice actor or not. I don't know who she is, but she's her name is apparently a name to attach to this. So there's this video about her at a convention. She's employed by Funimation, I think, and she's just bad talking this dude for the entire time, just like accusing him and saying like he's you know, he's done these bad things with these underage fans, you know, and they're just running with it, and just to this crowd, and they're just like having this entire session of this comedy session, just bad mouthing him, and anybody who sides with them, they bad mouth them too. And it's just like, God, this is just so freaking like, dog, that ain't real, you know. There's nothing real about that. If that's how you get down, it like, this entire ordeal has been like just talking behind this dude's back. Oh, I got a 2-point. Oh, give me that. That's for the win. Oh, come on. Yeah, man, this is a bunch of snakes in that. It's just so gross to watch. Yeah, I saw that like just a few minutes ago, and it's like, man, it's just so gross. So gross that people get off on that. And the funny thing is that they they phase these people to be like so terrible for doing these things, and they're so sensitive towards, the slightest things. Or you can't make fun of you can't make fun of my hairdo today or whatever. You can't make fun of people's weight and blah blah blah. Gay rights, blah, all that jazz. And then they're going on and they're like making jokes about underage kids. It's like, and it's all ha ha, for them when they do it. It's all just ha ha ha. Yeah, you're right. This guy, he's a creep. Nice. It's just so double-sided, or just one-sided, whichever way you want to phrase that. So I actually have a lot of secrets in here that I could get some good stuff. I don't exactly remember what I have hidden, but I'm about to get it. I need to put some more stuff in here. I haven't completed a lot of these areas, but I want to put a lot more secrets in. Yeah, I just found that to be extremely disturbing. And it really sucks because a lot of these have to do with like cast members of DBZ. That's like my childhood show I grew up watching. And I remember, I don't know where I heard this phrase from, but like, never meet the people who you like, or something like that. Never meet the people you like. And I've heard nothing but just horrible things about the voice actors for DBZ. I've heard nothing good about a lot of them. There's a few that I've heard good things about as far as Funimation, but man, it's all turning out to seem extremely accurate with how they treat their fans, and how they they go about stuff, and how just petty they are. It's all seemingly turning out to be true, and that sucks. But I can disassociate that. I personally don't care about all the newest stuff that they've been doing. I think that they're way past their prime. Personally, I think their prime was back in the early 2000s, and after that they just been trying to rekindle some magic, and it just hasn't been there. It's just this buzz like, oh, where they're more accurate to the source material now, and it's like, it's more accurate, but it seems so much more corny to me. It doesn't seem organic to me. But it's like, oh yeah, they're much more. I have to deliver these things. I am delivered. I have to deliver these things to the tribute area. Dang it, so I can't collect another one. There was a secret one in here. But anyways, let me get off this topic because it's a downer. Yeah, so what I've been doing to like help my lack of social skills as a introverted, being that I am. I've started off with like taking a lot of like back in high school, I was just so lost. I was a lost soul, like through thick and thin. There was no crowd that I really fit in. I was just like wandering, from place to place, just trying to find my guiding light, and I just couldn't find a place that I fit in. I eventually got kicked out of school, not once, I got kicked out of school twice. Do another charge. And what was I saying? I got kicked out of school twice. And I was just wondering, like, why do I suck at communicating with people? Why do I suck so bad? And like, what kind of curse do I have? And I read up about it, and I was like, oh, there's this thing called, personality traits or whatever. You depending on your personality trait, it affects whether you like communicating and blah blah blah. I don't need that. I already have one. Yeah, what am I doing? What did I come in here for? Yeah, so I went to like a personality cafe. I think that's what it's called. Like way back in the day, like at least 10 years ago. And I've dealt with some people who were like offended even back then, like back in 2008-ish. Man, people just get offended left and right. It's crazy. So I'm going this way. I'm going back to the camp, I think. Wait, am I going back to the camp? No. I could save. I would like to save. And I think I need to go back to the camp and like prepare, because there's going to be like a nighttime curse that poisons, and I need to craft some stuff. Wait, am I healed? I am not healed. It's a shame I have to waste that, but I didn't even need to waste that. I have an escape. Dang it, I'm messing up. Well, so where were we at? Yeah, personality cafe. I had like this girlfriend situation. She wasn't my girlfriend, but it was kind of a situation. She was a new student in class in high school that I got kicked out of before I got kicked out. And I was a second year student, and I used to always chill in art class. Oops, I tried to poison this dude. Yeah, I always chill in art class and just skip my other classes to go to art class, because I was cool with the teacher there, and I like art. And it turns out in my regularly scheduled art class, this cute girl just comes in and she sits next to me. Like, she was pretty up there. She was up there. She had curly hair, blah blah blah. She had, all the. Yeah, I'm not going to go into further detail with this, but she was real nice too, real nice personality. And I don't want to fight this guy. He has too much HP. I don't want to fight him. Wait, I have magic now. I could fight him. Next time. So he just comes into class, and I'm like sitting in the back of art class. All the seats are taken. I'm sitting alone and by myself. The only desk to myself. Everybody has like a group homie, whatever. And this girl just comes into class, and she walks in. I'm just like thinking like, oh my god. Like, I'm the only table with an empty chair next to me. I'm like, maybe I could just like scoot my backpack and put it in the chair. She won't sit right by me. But it's too late. She just comes over. She walks in and she puts her stuff on my table. She like looks around. And she's like, I guess she had no other choice. So she's like, she puts her stuff down. Sits next to me. And we were just sat there and like in silence for like 5 minutes. I was like having an internal crisis in my mind, because I still haven't figured out this socializing thing yet. I still don't know how to communicate with people like a normal human being. So I'm just internalizing this drama event going on, just this drama alarm. Like, what should I say? How should I say it? Is it going to be weird that I waited this long to say anything? Should I have said hi the moment he came in? And I was like, oh man, am I starting to sweat? Maybe I should just peek over here and see what he's doing, and just like introduce myself. And it's like 4 to 5 minutes pass and just saying nothing. I was like, why am I such a freaking nincompoop? Why can't I just be like a normal human being and just say hi, whatever? Like, is it that weird that this person is sitting next to me and I don't acknowledge them for 5 minutes? and they're the new kid to the new student to the school. So I just swallowed the bullet and I just introduced myself and blah blah blah. We turned out to be pretty cool. You know, when I get in situations like that, I turn to loosen up. You know, I try not to curse, but when a situation calls for it, I just like, oh, I can't be holding myself back now, and I just try to just let loose and just try to bring on some good times. So we just like made fun of the school and the classes for, you know, the majority of the time. You know, she was cool. We were pretty cool with each other, and I ended up showing her around the school for whatever reason. Yeah, I guess I like said, do you need me to show you around, you know, the school or something like that? And she's like, yeah, that would be sweet or something. I was like, okay, well, you know, blah blah blah, you know, I'll show you around. And then we started eating lunch together and just, yeah, it was a weird situation because she looked like a shy person, and for me, it's intimidating when somebody's just like really talkative, you know, because we're really talkative with other people, you know. It's just really, it's hard for me to get in the groove with that. And so, what am I doing over here? I'm about to get KO'd if I don't go back. Wait, is it nighttime? It's not nighttime yet. Wait, I need to make that herb. What am I doing? But I need to get, I got an idea. Let me use this real quick. I don't need encounters. Not encounter down. Yeah, so we just ended up chilling with each other for like the first few weeks. Excuse me, pardon me. Bless your soul. Oh my god, I can't get in the encounter. Okay. Dang it! The sand part is a higher chance of encounter. It's where enemies. Oh my god, I can't fight this guy. He is going to squash me. So we were just, I was showing her the ropes around the school, just telling her, you know, about how everything worked. You know, and I ended up buying her lunch one time. I think that was the wackest thing that I did, but I felt like it was the right thing to do. I gotta be honest, I was just trying to make moves. It wasn't very, oh my god, I'm about to get into knee deep into sauce right here. Nice, I didn't get an encounter. Okay, how'd I get over here? It's about to be nighttime any second now, and there's gonna be a flood. But I'm already on high ground, so I should be cool. So yeah, I bought her lunch one time, and she was like, "Oh, that's not necessary." I'm like, "Yeah, well, whatever. You know, take these discounted Del Taco, you know, lunch meat, whatever. Just take it and eat it. You know, pay me back later. You know, and yeah, she ate a lot. Oh, sorry, I'm stuttering. She ate alone for most of the time. And she told me that she would like just wait in the bathroom until lunch was over, and she had nobody to hang out with. So that's where I guess I came in. I was like, yeah, well, we could just chill. I'm usually by myself too. Yeah, and that's just kind of how it was for a while. I just showed her the ropes, showed her things about the school. You know, I introduced her, help her get her foot in the door, you know, so she doesn't get lost. You know, we were cool. We were, you know, made fun of a lot of teachers and made fun of a lot of, you know, things about the school together. It was tight. You know, I really felt the connection in that specific part, that we would just make fun of people like that. And then then it just came like the normal thing. It was like, you know, people meet other people, you know, and they become cooler. And it's like, well, it's not enemy to just make friends with everybody. There's a specific people who have to want to be friends in order for it to happen. And she eventually just went off doing her own thing, and before I knew it, she was better friends with the people that I knew for years prior than I was. Some of the people I thought were cool with me, they were just like chopping her up the entire time. It was kind of like this bro thing, like, okay, we see you, little bro, we see you with her, and then turn around and everybody's chopping her up at the same time. It just felt a little wrong to me. I want that. That should be the element. The element. Yeah, it just didn't really sit all that right with me. And so this is a long story to tell about Personality Cafe. So I think I'm not going to save it here because I don't really care about this run, but I'm going to try to stay alive as long as I can. Do I have the keys to this yet? Dang it. So anyways, it turned out that she just went on like a field trip. I thought like we were like kind of more of a thing, and then I found out one time when I was like out and visiting my family, I called her or something like that. We were on the phone talking, and she was. It turns out that she was just like on a field trip, like with some of the dudes. And I was like what? Like, oh, you talking to me? What are you on a trip with these dudes? Like, for what? And he's like, oh, we just went camping. And I'm like, what what? We went camping. And Spirit Charge 1. Let me get that full charge. Let me check it out real quick. Well, let me check it out real quick. So yeah, we were just chopping it up, having it like a, just a fun conversation. And then she drops that on me. I was like, what the, like, come on now. Like, you just trying to play me like that? I mean, like, dog, it ain't even gotta be like that. 2 charges, nice. So you get charges for those for beating like bosses or just like collecting the pure stuff. So yeah, it turned out that she was like just getting real cool with a lot of other people, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't care about that. But I would like to know, before I put in my time and effort, so anyways, after I left the school, through various issues that I had as a delinquent, yeah, I found out Personality Cafe existed, and I was like, man, don't you get tired of like people using you guys? Like, doesn't that get like, don't you guys get tired of that? And I mentioned the same story to them, like, yeah, it's this chick, I showed her around, she kind of hung around me the entire time, and she stayed with me to learn the ropes. Oh my god. Flood running. Okay, I get it. Let me use this encounter thing. Please don't get me out of bounds. Please don't get me out of bounds. Okay, I'm in bounds. Okay, can I make it? Oh, no, I can't make it over. I need to go around. Okay. So yeah, I told people there about the situation. They're like, yeah, don't you guys get tired of like being used? When you think like you met somebody, just real cool, and it turns out that there's just been, they just been kind of just taken from you the entire time. They're not giving anything back, and then once they find something better, then you're just dust in the wind. And then I ran into, like, I guess he was like some sort of feminist or something, I don't know. Yeah, she came at me like you don't control her, you know, blah blah blah. You're acting like somebody who is just like you want to control everybody's lives. You know, she's in no wrong for doing anything. And I was like, I never said she's in the wrong for anything. And what are you coming at me for? Like, I'm just saying, like, you guys, like, this is an introverted, you know, place here, right? I'm like, if you guys get tired of like trying to put in the effort, and it just seems like people just take, and then when there's like, you know, when it just all of a sudden they're no longer cool with you, and I just kind of what I've been said, and it's like, oh, you're so controlling of this person, you know. She deserves anything that she wants. She's not obligated to be with you. Like, oh my god, this is not what I'm saying. You know, there's just like this weird connotation to like anything, you know, that you as a male do should be scrutinized. It's just very, very odd. You know, so just I've ran into a lot of people like that before, so seeing it now is not really surprising, but seeing it as formidable as it is today, you know, it's like an everyday thing. You know, it's making its way into like like celebrities are now like entitled into this culture, and it what gets me about it is they're not fighting for anything. They're not fighting for anything real. Everything that they're fighting for is contrived. And how much money do I got? Dang, I only got 7G. That ain't good. That ain't pimping. Oh yeah, this the dating sites. I haven't talked about that yet. Man, I think that's where I got the term ghost from, because I've been like, after just going through the ringer of dating sites, and you know, you just start learning all these terminologies about, you know, what things mean, and ghosting is one of the biggest ones, where you're talking with somebody, you know, where things are going good, and then just out of the blue they just ghost you. You know, they become invisible. They stop existing on this plane of the earth. And for me, I had this weird thing where I would get like ghosted twice, but I wasn't even like mindful. Like, I wasn't inducing this triple double effect. It's like I'll be talking with this girl, and it'd be going real nice, be going real good, you know, and I get her number, and when I start texting her, and she's texting me or whatever, and like okay, this one particular, like, she kept asking for my number. I was like, what do you need my number for? We were talking right now. And she's like, oh, well, if you're not going to give me your number, you know, then why should we even be talking? And like, well, okay, whatever. You know, eventually I just gave in. I was like, okay, here's my number. You know, I hate being called at night. I hate being woken up. You know, I'm not very talkative, but here you go. And so she's texting me, and I'm like, out of the blue, she just stopped. Like, I don't remember exactly how it went, but she just stopped texting. And like, okay, whatever. And I just moved on. You know, I was talking to some other girls, and like a month later, it was like 4 to 5 months later, you know, like half a year later, I get a random text. Hold on, let me look at it. Let me look at it real quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, it's the trippiest thing. Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, the only reason why I still have it is because I'm afraid of deleting the number and accidentally calling the person. Okay. So she texts me, "Where have you been?" And she puts like a bunch of question marks on it. And I'm like, "What? Where have I been? What? Where have I been? Am I supposed to reach out to you? Like, I didn't know that was part of my jurisdiction. I didn't know that was part of my occupation. Like, you're the one who just vanished off the face of the earth." And she's like, "Where have you been?" Oh my god, where the hell did it drop me off at? Oh, game over. Okay, that needs to be fixed. This cannot happen. This used to be a safe spot. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. This used to be a safe spot, but no longer. Okay, so I gotta find out exactly where this is. I'm just gonna like boost it all around the castle. Yeah, so she's like, "Where have you been?" I'm like, "Excuse me? Like, where have I been?" I was like, I don't know what I said. I don't care to look back at it. But I basically said like, hold on, let me look at it. Screw it, I'm not gonna look at it. But basically, I just like, "Man, what you talking about?" I'm like, "Really, what you talking about? Like, this is all on you." And she's just like, "Oh, blah 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 blah. You know, I was busy. You know, you should have texted me back. Blah blah blah." And I didn't, I didn't do anything further than that. I just left it the way it was, cause like, man, that is some BS. You left me hanging for half a year, and you text me, "Where have I been?" Sister, you. If I had a hand that was feminine, I would reach around the continent to give you a 1-2. But okay, let me look at this real quick. It was around here is where the castle is, and you see the lighter spots are where the higher planes are. It was 164. Over here is 150. I need it to be at least 164 to not be underwater. So let me boost that real quick. It's 165. Man, that just ruined my run. Can you believe that? I just got through talking about how, yeah, I prepared for everything. Everything is so much, prepared for. That didn't happen. That was the first time that happened to me. Okay, why is it not going over? Okay. I need to boost it up to at least 64. Okay. Nice. So it should be good.